To the class, record to the class. Okay. Hi, everybody. We're just going to fix this. We're in Nashville, so we don't have our computers, and we were trying to figure out how to do this from our phone. So, welcome. For anyone who doesn't know who we are, I'm Jeannie Weber. This is Lara, and we are Young Living Wellness Educators. And although we are medical providers, we're not here to provide any medical advice tonight. Our disclosure is that we have done this research on our own. This is formulated from our opinions of whatever we gathered, but you should seek medical help if you need something from a doctor. We're not here to prescribe, treat, or cure any diseases. We're just going to share with you the information that we've learned.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. So Young Living acquired a partnership with a company called Nature's Ultra that is selling CBD products. So what CBD is, it's from the cannabis plant. It's cannabidiol. It is not a psychoactive agent like people may think when you think about CBD. There's a difference between hemp and marijuana. Hemp is the plant, part of the plant that has high levels of CBD and low levels of THC. THC is the psychoactive part of cannabis. And then marijuana would be high THC, low CBD. So
they're two different plants.
Two different plants and two different actions. So in general, hemp is to be legal, has to have less than 0.3% of THC. Nature's Ultra product is different because it doesn't have any THC in it. And then also, if you want specifics, we're not going to get deep into parts of CBD, but if you want more information, we're going to give you some resources, and there's always PubMed is a good source for searching specifics on what CBD and THC do and what they are.
So THC is the part of the drug or the chemical that is hallucinogenic. So that's why CBD is the biggest rage now, is that people are using CBD because generally it doesn't give them that high effect, but it's giving them the benefits of the CBD part of it. However, in marijuana, the THC can be up to 20%, and in CBD, it cannot be any more than 0.3%. The special thing with Nature's Ultra is that they have removed entirely all of the THC. They are guaranteeing that it will not show up on a drug test and you will not have hallucinogenic effects. So how they do that is they obtain the CBD via CO2 extraction. They're using CO2 to extract the CBD from the hemp plant. Nature's Ultra also, when they say they remove all the THC, they're calling it a CBD isolate. So they're taking all of the THC out, guaranteeing you that you're not going to have that crazy high. By doing that, they're removing what's called terpenes. Terpenes are, how would you explain the terpenes?
It's the part of the CBD and it's the THC. The terpene is the THC, and that's needed to have this entourage effect that they call it, which THC sometimes works. I mean, it does work well with CBD, but it's just not legal. And at lower dosages, it can be helpful for certain brain things. And when we pull it out of our product, or when they pull it out, it's not broad spectrum anymore. It is the isolate. But we want to have that entourage effect where you put those two things together and it makes it even more beneficial. So that's where the essential oils come in to play.
So they're adding essential oils into the CBD from the hemp, replacing the terpenes, giving it that entourage effect. So they're taking out the bad part, which is the THC. They're adding the essential oils, which also carry therapeutic benefits. So that's where you hear the word smart spectrum instead of broad spectrum. Legally, CBD is sold commercially, and like I said, it can still contain THC up to less than 0.3%. That can show up on a drug test though. So for people with federal jobs, you don't want to just go buy CBD anywhere, because I know you can get it, at the gas station and everywhere else, and all the little markets and farmers markets. You really want to know where you're getting your stuff from, especially if you could be misled when they're saying, oh, there's no THC. There's no guarantee there. It's still so new and up and coming. So you want to be sure, because of course you don't want to have that hallucinogenic effect or give it to your pets or your kids or fail a drug test and lose your job. So Nature's Ultra has no THC, and they add the essential oils in. Let me set that. Okay, can you get high? No, you cannot get high on Nature's Ultra CBD, but you may get high buying it from anywhere else because you don't know where it's coming from. Will it test positive on a drug test? No, Nature's Ultra will guarantee you will not test positive on a drug test.
And so just like with any natural product, you really want to know where you're getting it from. And that's not to say that there's not, and I always say this, there's not other products out there that could potentially be a good product, because there are. And there are companies that's why we partnered with Nature's Ultra, because they were doing things right and they fell in line with our high standards. So when they did partner with Nature's Ultra agreed to meet the seed to seal standard that Young Living follows for all of our oils and products, which means, organic, above and beyond organic. It's the cannabis is grown in Colorado for Nature's Ultra. They do not use any pesticides. One cool thing about hemp is that it's called a phytoremediator. So they actually have used it they plant it in soil that is contaminated with certain things, because hemp will draw all of the impurities and toxins. Heavy metals is a huge thing. There's a lot of lead in contaminated soils, and then just all the different chemicals that's in soil. Hemp will absorb all of that, which is helpful if you're trying to clean the land, which is not good if they're actually using the hemp to create a product that's supposedly for health. And then if it's not being tested properly, it's going to be contaminated with lead and pesticides and chemicals and different things that we don't want, glyphosate and all that stuff. And so that's why, by partnering with Young Living, we know that that product has none of that. There's no heavy metals, no pesticides. It is organic certified, which is rare for CBD farms to declare that they're organic, which this is. And then it is CO2 extracted, so there's no solvents, because some CBD is solvent extracted, and that's not a horrible thing, but you don't want whatever solvents they used to be left in your product at the end. So I thought that was one of the really cool things about hemp.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you get CBD from Nature's Ultra? As a Young Living member, you get a member discount, which can be anywhere between $10 to $20 off of the CBD. If you're not a Young Living member yet, get with the person that directed you to this meeting, and they can help you become a member. If you are a Young Living member and you're looking for the Nature's Ultra link in your virtual office, you go to virtual office, log in like you were going to go in and place an order for Young Living. Go to, there are 3 lines on the left side, and you can go to that tab, drop it down to one-time order. It used to be called quick order, now it's called one-time order. You'll see Nature's Ultra down there. If you're not a member with Nature's Ultra, if you don't have a Nature's Ultra account yet, they'll link you there. So you can sign up there and find all of the products in there. It will show you as well the prices underneath the member prices. So, and we'll talk about all of the different products that they offer in a minute.
So some of the different benefits that we see and why we want to use CBD and why it's good for everybody to use it. So our bodies have, which they've recently over the last several years realized that everybody's body has this endocannabinoid system. So when you're adding those cannabinoid receptors, it's actually working with your body to maintain its health. So as far as regulating inflammatory issues that people have, sleep, emotions, mental issue having to do with neurotransmitters. So people dealing with fluctuations with, mood, depression, and things like that. It can be helpful to regulate that because those cannabinoid receptors are throughout your entire body. They're in your cells, they're in your immune cells, they're in your brain, in your gut, in your organs. So it can just help to balance your nervous system. It's got neuroprotective action. I know when I previously heard about it way back when, they were using it for kids with seizure, and that was the THC CBD broad spectrum for kids with like intractable seizures that they can't get under control with regular medicine. So I mean, it's good for anybody to take it, even our pets.
With that being said, we're going to tell you how to use it. So before Nature's Ultra paired up with Young Living, they were allowed to put on their label that you can ingest it orally, which I still have one of the old Nature's Ultra bottles. I can tell you that that's what we use. You can use it as directed on the bottle, or you can use it topically, like they say to use it, under your tongue. So you can use it topically. They have it in a rub, and it comes in tinctures as well, or you can ingest it. The rule is to start low unless you're already familiar with essential oils. CBD. It comes with a glass dropper in a tincture, and there are measurements on there. So they recommend that you use 1/4 of a dropper, and then you just slowly increase depending on how your body is responding to it. You should be consistent and use it daily if you're using it for something such as maybe inflammation, because like Lara said, those cannabinoid receptors are all over our body. So you might want to use it topically under your tongue. Okay, so they're flavored with essential oils. I think there's mint, cinnamon, and citrus. The tinctures in the oil comes in 500 and 1,000 milligrams. Then it comes in a calm roller, which smells really good. That comes in 2 different dosages as well, or 2 different strengths, I should say, 300 milligrams.
And that's for the whole bottle.
Yes, it's for the entire bottle. So it will tell you per dropper how much that is per, little squeeze. And then it comes in a muscle rub as well, which smells really good. I like to use that just because I like the smell. 2 different strengths, 300 and 600 milligrams. And then there's a tincture for pets, which they recommend you giving it to them with food or water. The special part about the pet one is that it doesn't contain essential oils or stevia. And that comes in 2 different strengths as well, 200 milligrams and 400 milligrams. There is a variety pack. I think that right now they're offering the 3 flavored tinctures together for a discounted price. And that comes in both of the strengths. So you can check out the website to see exactly how much it costs and what's included.
So part of the reason why we started using it, my husband had a bone spur type thing come up on his heel, like very painful bone spur. And we've been using oils on it, and occasionally we do, but I really was excited to get it at this past convention, so I brought it home and I was like, you got to try this. And he started using it consistently, and he was like blown away by how like the size of it went down, the redness. It was always really like angry looking and just inflamed, and how that went down. And he's like, I really just can't believe how this is like working on this heel thing. So it was mainly for him. And then I was reading about how hemp in general has antibacterial properties. So they don't necessarily have to use all these sprays and stuff on it because it's naturally like antibacterial.
Yeah, it repels it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The plant itself is. So I was like, so my little one of the kids gets a fever blister because I probably gave it to her. So she gets fever blisters. So I was like, I know peppermint like feels really good on a fever blister and, you know, helps it. So I was like, let me just try the CBD on there because it's got now the extra CBD. So as soon as I saw it started to come out on her lip, it was just a little bit red. And, you know, if anybody of you have fever blisters, you know how awful they are. And then like within a day, they're just like, you know, it's like a big blister and it spreads and it's awful. So I put it on there like several times every like couple of hours. By the next day, it was gone. And so I've done this. This has happened like 3 more times since. And every time within a day or 2 days, it's gone. And it didn't come out, didn't spread. And then, so now I started using it on, you know, if you or your kids ever get like an infected bug bite or like hair that becomes inflamed, and typically you have staph on your skin and it'll get infected with like a, you know, a typical skin infection. So I started putting that on there. Sure enough, like it is clearing everything up. And so now I'm having my husband ration it. He's like, I said, I don't want to be without this rub.
And he keeps
like, stop using it on your heel because I want it for other things too. So I'm like, it's seriously one of the products I just have to have in the house at all times on hand.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you have any other testimonies?
Well, I really wanted to start being more consistent with using it with Wyatt, who's my teenager. I don't know, just with boys or what, but he is, you know, always squirreling off kind of all over the place sometimes. And I think that it'll help kind of settle him down and just help him to focus. And so he can, you know, function better. Just in general, right? It's with school stuff and work and just in general, with just the stressors of, you know, what teenagers and all are going through these days, just with all the internet, social media, and just the strain of bullying and all the stuff that they have to deal with. I just feel like it's a good addition to his daily routine. And, you know, then I'm safe to know that it has absolutely no THC and it's just the benefit of the CBD with the oils in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't have any chronic issues really, but I recently used the muscle rub. Actually, I started with buying it for my mother-in-law who had shoulder surgery and knee surgery, and she was using it pretty consistently, and she said that she liked it, and I guess it worked. I mean, she used it, but she got better with her PT. Now, she gave me the jar back, and my daughter Jade got her bottom braces the other day, and her mouth was just so sore. She woke up the next day after having taken Tylenol the night before because nothing would help. I just happened to see the bottle of CBD, and I go, here, let's try this. As soon as I put it on, probably within the first 2 minutes, she said she felt relief already, which was pretty amazing. So I know that my friend Farrell asked me about CBD a couple months ago, and I just messaged her to see what her testimony was. She got the back rub as well, or the muscle rub as well, and she has chronic back and neck pain. She said that she loves it. She uses it all the time. It's fast acting, and it will last 2 to 3 hours for her, which is huge. I mean, she was on painkillers. And then I also had used the tincture when I pulled my back as well. But this was the most remarkable story for me was my friend Sarah, who has a 7-year-old son. Last year, he just had a lot of trouble sitting still in his chair. He happens to have the same teacher this year. And what she did when Nature's Ultra and Young Living merged, she bought the Calm Roller for him. There's a Calm Roller. I'm not sure which one she has, which dosage or strength. But she's been using it on him every morning before school, right in the back by his brain stem. And he likes it, and he knows that it's going to help him to focus in school. Well, his teacher said he's like a new child and he is the best kid in class and she can't believe whatever Sarah's doing, keep on doing it. And that will last him from morning until he gets home. So that to me was an amazing testimony, because sometimes you just don't know what to do for your kids, and the last thing you want to do is give them something artificial. And that concludes our information on CBD, but I love to hear testimonies, and I'm gonna unmute, or maybe you guys can unmute yourselves and share what you know. Do we have anything else to add?
I think that's it, unless anybody has any questions.
Let's see. Yeah, if you guys want to unmute, you can and share. Oh, why didn't we do sideways? Oh, oh yeah. Sorry, we're technically challenged.
Are we sideways?
Yeah.
You look good. Y'all look fantastic.
Who's talking? Who's here? Thank you guys for being here with us. Christia, Melissa, Kay, Home's iPhone.
Lynn.
Kristen, Kay, Nicole, Jennifer, Holly.
So have any of you all been using the CBD?
I have.
Who said that?
Can you hear me? Can you?
Oh, hey,
Yes,
yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay.
So what have y'all used it for?
Book that is like could be in the archives. Yes, I've been using the tincture, the CBD, the full mint, and I just have the 500 milligram. I think I'll get the other one next time, just so I don't have to take as much. But I've been using it at night to sleep, and it's been amazing. And then I've been using the muscle balm, or the whatever, joint muscle balm on my back. I don't know, I'm old. I'm just gonna throw it out there. But it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And just like you were talking about your girlfriend, if I put it on, I can go a few hours without any kind of back pain. And then I used it on Claire's fever blister.
Yeah.
Amazing. It was amazing. I think I posted pictures on Seeds to Soul, and then I've used it for Sam, my 6-year-old. He gets really bad growing pains at night. And usually oils will help, but I have to reapply them several times before he's back to sleep for the night. I will put this muscle balm on him once, and that's it. He's out the rest of the night. So
Wow.
yeah, that's been amazing. And it's usually like around his knees and like the typical spots. And so if I only have to apply something once and he's back to sleep, that to me is a win.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's been awesome.
Doesn't it smell so good?
It does. I've used it on my son after football, Claire after cheer. I mean, like Lara said, I need to start rationing it.
I know, I told my husband, I was like, you can't use so much.
Oh, that's another thing though. With the muscle rub, a little tiny bit is all you need. Like tiny bit. That's it. Yeah.
Super tiny.
And the roller smells so good, the Calm roller.
That's on my next order.
It smells amazing.
Did y'all talk about, so this is something, and I was a little bit late, so you may have brought it up, talking about, I've talked to several people, and it's usually distributors of other types of CBD, and there's a lady that I know that, I don't even know what brand it is. Anyway, you want broad spectrum, and I said, this is the deal. If you educate yourself, did y'all talk about any of that in the beginning?
The broad spectrum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And smart spectrum.
So if you want to have an isolate, which is beneficial for some people, because of, like, my husband wouldn't use it because he works in healthcare